My name is Leslie Rameti, student number 140232. I'm here to talk about my game called Steam. So basically the genre is first-person shooter. I've taken on elements from games like Dying Light, Metro Last Light, and Bioshock Infinite. And it's aimed at PS4, Xbox One, and PC. So the game overview, basically you are left stranded on an amusement park, looking for survivors, fighting through a series of enemies and salvaging missing parts to fix a small plane, which is the key to escape of the amusement park. And the feel to it is mostly post-apocalyptic. So these are just references of how I wanted to make the amusement park feel to it with a post-apocalyptic from Metro Last Light. So the gameplay progression, you have to defeat the enemy leaders in order to get the cargo to locate where and how far the next cargo is in order for you to help power your plane. So basically you have to, as you approach an environment, on the left here, you see these weaker zombies. These are the types of zombies you have to fight first. And then after killing them, you get the ones on the right, which are more advanced and stronger. And then after you have to defeat them, you have to get to the leaders, which are only a few. And after you defeat them, you have to hack into the system in order to get to locate where your next cargo is. And the combat system here, I was using a combat system similar to Dying Light and Call of Duty, where the enemies have to see you or hear your movement, and then alert the other enemies and try to kill the player. The player can choose whether to kill an enemy using either stealth mode or by shooting on sight, and that the enemy will only engage with the player in combat, when it can either hear sound or movement or within sight. So the image here on the left is just how I want to show you the stealth mode. You can hide from enemies, but once they get closer to you, that's where they'll notice you. And here on the right is just basically the aim downside. So the economy, you get points for completing challenges, picking up loot crates, which is scattered around the amusement park, killing enemies, which add to your skill points, and you can upgrade the overall player skills, and that the greater the enemy, the greater the points you earn. And the more points you earn, you'll rank your player character skill level up, and you can purchase different skills to the player's preference. And Steam also consists of an inventory system, where the player can store scavenged weapon ammo, which is quite scarce as well, attachments for weapons that you can pick up, and ingredients to create medkits. So the story and the narrative, the main character, which is Matthew O'Connor, a son of a very rich father, Harold O'Connor, took a few of his friends, Kate, Jimmy, and Jake, to the Shambhala amusement park located in Thailand. They went to just enjoy themselves and head back home in the UK, which was the initial plan. The day they chose to go was indeed a bad one. NIKOLAI BREZNEV, a Russian dictator, attempts and succeeds at invading the Shambhala amusement park because of he's mainly going there to get the minerals and artifacts which are quite ancient and have high value. And NIKOLAI invades the park with robotic, CPU-powered mutated slaves, and then wipes the whole amusement park with a nuke that targets only the nervous system with small nanobots that turn a human into a half-robot slave in a matter of minutes. Matthew and the rest of his friends, along with a few other people, survive because of the bomb is not explosive, so therefore it cannot harm people who are underground. And get knocked out by the rocks in underground cave because of the movement of the giant robotic slaves that came with NIKOLAI. So days later, the amusement park took the turn for the worst, for Matthew's and his friends' amazement. The once beautiful park has been turned into a post-apocalyptic jungle, with most buildings intact. The objective for the player, the main character, which is Matthew, and his friends, is to find a way off the amusement park. And in order to get off the park, you have to defeat NIKOLAI and his half-robotic slaves. And then these are just the characters. I'll go through them right now. So Matthew O'Connor, the main character, age 26, a former pilot, lost his mother when he was 14 years. His life changed at 16 when his dad was making more money. He dropped out and to be taught by his dad to be a pilot. And he has friends of Kate, Jimmy, and Jake. And you have Matthew's dad, age 52, secretly in collaboration with NIKOLAI. He murdered his own wife for attempting to expose him to Matthew, that he's in association with NIKOLAI and that he's funding his businesses. Harold highly recommended his son and his friends to go to the Shambhala amusement park, knowing NIKOLAI would strike there next, in hopes to eliminate his son from finding out. Then you have Kate Jones, a straight A student, age 25, studies medicine, which is her last year. She lives with her grandparents. Her parents passed away in a plane crash when she was just 8 years old. She is an admirer and a very close friend of Matthew since childhood. Then you get Keith Jones, the mechanic, age 26, a mechanical engineer. Keith, however, does not live with his grandparents. He's also a brother to Kate. He's independent, Matthew's best friend since childhood, and he also has experience in weaponry, which could help out in the main campaign. And then you get Jake GRIMM, a rockstar wannabe, age 21, lives alone. He still has his parents. He dropped out of high school to pursue his dream of becoming a rock star. Jake's parents knew the O'Connor family when he was still a kid at 10 years old, and that's how they became friends with the rest. And he is not as tough as he looks. And then you get the antagonist, NIKOLAI BREZNEV, a Russian dictator, age 38, secretly funding Harold's businesses. He grew up and raised in an orphanage. His parents were killed after he was born. He studied medicine. He's antisocial, started learning the history and artifacts of Thailand. And his sole dream is to rule the whole of the Asian continent. And then lastly are the game options in the game. Steam consists of campaign mode and survival mode. For the campaign mode, you just mainly play the narrative of the game. You can also, however, co-op the narrative with up to 3 other friends, which can play as Kate, Keith, and Jim. And survival mode does not require the player to finish the campaign first, so it's completely separate from it. You can play with 3 other players as well. So basically you have to survive waves of enemies to earn XP that contribute to the player, to your own player that you chose, to customize the character's appearance, weapons, gear, and abilities. So yeah, that's it.